Hello creative mind, welcome home. I'm Survival and today I'll be showing you how to play other keys on the keyboard. In the last class I showed you how to play hymns on the keyboard on the key of C. Today I'll be showing you how to play other keys on the keyboard. Now before you get confused, when we talk of key, in a layman's language, key is just a pitch at which you are singing a song. If you remember in the previous class when I was playing The Amazing Grace in the key of C, the key was very low for me because that is not the right key. The right key is actually G. Let's take a look at The Amazing Grace again. So if you notice, I'm actually struggling to sing this song because the key is low. So now let's try playing it on the key of G and you'll notice the difference. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. If you're observant, you notice that in the key of C, I was actually struggling to sing it. But in this key of G, I am able to sing it out well. So in the keyboard, we have 12 keys. I believe you know the key C very well. This is C, this is C, this is C, and this is C. So we have 12 keys. So and the 12 keys are arranged alphabetically. So if this is C, this automatically becomes D. This is E, F, G, A, B, C. So the keys are arranged from A to G. So this is A, this is B, this is C, D, E, F, G. Then from G again, we go back to A, B, C. Don't forget, like I told you earlier on, we have 12 keys on the keyboard. So if you count from this C now to here, it will give us 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So from these ones also are not excluded from the key. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this 5 plus this 7 gives us a total number of 12 keys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have 12 keys on the keyboard. So while this is C, the black that comes just after the C is called a sharp. So this is C sharp. Any black that comes before any key is called the sharp of that key. So if this is C sharp, this one is D. The black that comes after it is called D sharp. If this is F, the black that comes after it is called F sharp. This is G, this is G sharp. This is A, this is A sharp. So also, when a black comes before a key, that black is also called a flat. So let's take for example, this is D. This black is before D. So this also can be called D flat. When a black comes before a key, it is called a flat of that key. So for example, this is D, and before D is this and before D is this black. So this becomes D flat. So now don't get confused with this. This, you can call this same key, you can call it C sharp. I mean this key, you can call it C sharp or you can call it D flat. They all mean the same thing. Likewise this, you can call this D sharp and you can call it E flat. They all mean the same thing. This one, you can call it F sharp or G flat. It's still the same thing. This, you can call it G sharp or A flat. They are all the same. This you can call it A sharp or B flat. They are all the same thing. So when a black comes before a white key, that black is called a flat. And when a black comes after a white key, that black is called a sharp. When a black comes before a white key, that black is called a flat. And when a black comes after a white key, it is called a sharp. This is the flat of this, and this is the sharp of this. This is called D flat, this is called D sharp, this is called G sharp, this is also called A flat. So it's the same thing. So with this in mind, let's move forward. Don't forget, this is C and it's always C. This is D and it's always D. This is E and it's always E. This is F and it's always F. So that is how these keys are arranged on the keyboard. So having known this is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. 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 A, B, C. So that is just the key. So now, before you can start playing on any key, the first and very important thing you need to do is to get the scale of that key, because you need to know the do, the re, the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do of the key before you will be able to know what and what to play and what not to play. So now let's take for example the key of D. So to get the scale of the key, in the PDF that I prepared, you will get these things explained there. So I'll encourage you to download the PDF, it will guide you. Now, the do of any key is that key itself. If I am to play on key D, the do of key D is that key D itself. If I'm to play on key F, the do of key F is that key F itself. If I'm to play on G, the do of key G is that G itself. The do is the very key you are playing on. So now it's important you take note of this. From this do to this last note that will take us to do are 12 notes. Let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They are 12 in numbers. So I'll refer you back to the PDF I prepared. I already explained these things there. So our do is the primary key, the very key you are playing on. That is our do. Our re is then the third note in that key. So if our re is the third note, so we count 1, 2, 3. This becomes our re, do, re. So our mi is the fifth note. So now let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this becomes our mi. This becomes do, re, mi. Our fa is the sixth note. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This becomes our fa. So do, re, mi, fa. Our sol is the eighth note. This is fa, which is 6, 7, 8. This one becomes our sol. Our la is the 10th note. This is 8, 9, 10. This becomes our la. And then our T is the 12th note. So which is 11, 12. This becomes our T. Then before we get to the octave of that same D. So our T, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This becomes our T. Our la is the 10th one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is it. So try to download the PDF I put on the link to help you, to guide you in getting this note. So once you are able to get the scale of any of these keys, try to run the scale as many times as possible so that you get used to it. So this is the scale of key D. So that is the scale of key D. So if you are to play any song, I already showed you how to combine chords, the do mi so chord, the do fa la chord, and then the re so ti chord, and how to play them, both the beginners and the medium players and advanced chords. So you just apply it, it's still the same thing. Let's take for example, I want to play the Abide With Me in the key of D. It will be something like this. So it will just be something like that. So we'll take another key for example again. Let's take the key of F sharp. So this is F. When we say F sharp, it is this. We can as well call it G flat. It's still the same key. So now let's try to get the scale of this key. So like I told you, the Do is the key itself that you are playing on. So this becomes our Do. Our Re is the third one. 1, 2, 3. This becomes our Re. Our Mi is the fifth one. 4, 5. This becomes our Mi. Our Fa is the sixth one. 5, 6. This becomes our Fa. Our So is the eighth one. 6, 7, 8. This becomes our So. Our La is the 10th one. 9, 10. This becomes our La. Our T is the 12th one. 11, 12. This becomes our T. Then the Do again, the octave. So it is something like this. So now with this again, it's still the same thing. Just try to know where each of the notes are on the keyboard, and you still apply the same chord pattern that I showed you before. I will try to play the Abide With Me again on this key. So that is what it will look like. So now try to learn as many keys as possible. You can learn all the 12 keys. I personally, I play all the keys on the keyboard comfortably. I play the 12 keys comfortably. You can as well take it up as a challenge and learn as many keys as possible. It will help you, because if you are too used to transposing, it will get to a point where you meet a keyboard that you either don't know where the transpose is on the keyboard, or a grand piano that doesn't have transpose. By then you will see yourself fumbling. So but if you know how to play almost all keys, it will save you a lot. So that will be the end of this training and this tutorial. I'll be uploading tutorials on how to play both ariaria, reggae, makossa, high life music, worship songs, and different styles of music. Like I said earlier on, I offer certificate of participation for any person who wishes to get the certificate. But for you to get the certificate, you need to do all the assignments that I've given you so far, and at least prove to me that all that I taught, you were able to grasp it. Once that is done, then you pay just a little token, and then I will issue you the certificate. Once again, I earnestly seek your support and donations. I've actually spent huge amount of money making these video tutorials and making it available for you and for every other person. Your support will help me a long way in making other tutorials even far better than this, because after this piano training, I'll still be offering free tutorials on how to play the guitar, on graphic design, on video editing, on web design, advanced video editing, and lots more. Your support will help me get a better camera to make better videos, because I'm using my phone camera and I had to spend days editing in order to make it look presentable. So thank you so far. Try to practice and practice and practice. Before you know it, you become an expert. I will be uploading video tutorials on different styles of music. See you soon. Thank you.